Tell me how great I am. It's a question that you may not even be aware that you're asking yourself all the time. It's just like, tell me how great I am. Who's going to tell me how great I am? Who's going to tell me how great I am? Over and over and over. So let's talk about the affirmation confidence complex and how reliant our confidence is on external affirmations from other people. Okay? So we got a little fuel line that runs to this container for our rocket, right? The fuel tank for our rocket. And we're going to hook that in right there, and we're going to pump fuel from affirmations, external affirmations, right into our rocket, right? And right here is our confidence level. Now the fuel in here that comes from affirmation, it's a dirty fuel. It doesn't burn clean at all, but it burns fast. And that's important for most of the time because we just need this constant supply of this fast burning fuel. Now, the elements of the fuel, we call this FAPA, fear, anger, the need to prove ourselves or to get acceptance. That's where this is. So this is one of the key elements of FAPA is affirmations from others in building our confidence and letting know that we're accepted in our family, our friends, our work groups, wherever we are. And so that's what we're happening. That's how this all comes about. But here's the problem. We think that getting and receiving and seeking external affirmations from other people to build our confidence is perfectly normal when it's not. And if it's not narcissistic, it's bordering on it for sure. And if nothing else, the people in our lives know that there's three things happening. Number one, it's false bravado. Number two, we're fragile. Our egos and confidence are very fragile because we're always having to build the supply, to get a resupply and work on the supply of affirmations to buoy, if you will, our confidence or to fill our tank so we can keep going out in the world and keep getting people to tell us how great we are. So, and then the third thing is we come across as needing these affirmations. We may go out in life and do these great things, but then we need people to tell us how great we are so we can continue to accomplish things. It's a tough thing. It's a complex. And basically what happens is it works in this where you have this, it just keeps repeating itself over and over and over. Now we can convert this into, a little, little fuel gauge, right? So here's our fuel gauge here that repeats itself. Or, we can have this where it's repeating and then we have a little frowny face in there. Because if our confidence level goes down, then we have to find a way to get affirmations. And if it's not, the supply is not free flowing and come to us, we have to go get it. So then what happens is we start manipulating the people around us to get the affirmation so our confidence can go up. Let me tell you what this looks like in real life. You may just freshly walked out of a meeting and you're lacking, your fuel's low. You laid it all out on the line. You got up in front of a group of people that you lead and like I did, right? And I told them this great concept about how we're going to change the customer experience. But in the fragility of my own confidence, I went out and searched for and asked for specifically for people to tell me how great I am. So I said, hey, tell me how that meeting went. And then they would tell me, oh, it was great. I've never heard anybody explain this way and connect those dots that way. And I'm like, okay, a little bit more affirmation, a little bit more confidence. And I go to the next person and I'd ask them, tell me how great I am. Tell me how great this meeting was. Tell me what this was. And then they would tell me, like, oh, this was great. It's like, I love this. I love this. It was like, oh, it's touched too long, but oh, you can ignore that part, right? And you just take all the good things in and you're like, okay, now I've got this acceptance. I've got this affirmation. I've got this and I'm on the right track and I'm getting my, my dopamine push, right? I'm getting all these things, right, that I need. It was just like amazing. And then I caught myself and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going around to all these people that I know that will give me the answer that I'm looking for and asking them the question, and I'm like telling them to tell me how great I am. Over and day after day after day after day. They're like, oh my gosh. Oh, Hefe's a little needy, right? He needs me to tell him how great I am. So for me to be in his good graces, I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell him how great he is. Do you want all the people around you feel like they need to tell you how great you are just to stay in your good graces? I didn't. I don't. It was a shot in the heart. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm manipulating all of these people. And come to find out, not only was I doing it at work, I was doing it at home. I was doing it with, and I don't even know where it came from. It could have come from being a child and having to go out and accomplish great things to get love from my dad. I don't know. But I probably do know. Probably where it came from. But my point is, did this happen to you? And do you want to continue to the next generation or the next generation? I bet the answer is probably no. That's it. That's the affirmation confidence complex. You probably had a little self-awareness, or at least we planted the seed that you may be looking for external affirmation or chasing after the trophy or whatever it is, or getting the biscuit to take back home and say, hey, this is what I did. Tell me how great I am, so you can bolster your self-confidence. And if you want the solution to how to escape this vortex or the cycle of the complex that keeps spinning out of control, I encourage you to go to the next video. We have it. Just go to right here, this video, and click on it and watch that for the solution.